What it do, YouTube? And I'm back with another Cleveland Browns franchise 2017. Oh, yeah, 0 and 17 rebuild. So this week we're going to be taking on the Ravens, um, and we're going to check out their recent game. Both teams are 0-1 as y'all saw. Opening week we lost 7-14, but the Ravens lost 10-25. The Tyrod Taylor in the Bills, 3 touchdowns for Tyrod Taylor, one for Joe Flacco, and LaShawn McCoy, 13 for 69. Jarius Allen, 6 for 22. Tyrod also ran, and Joe Flacco ran 2 for 10. Mike Wallace, 7 for 111. That's when you have Jordan Matthews, 7 for 105 and a touchdown. Yo, remember when Jordan Matthews was on the Eagles? I hated him. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was nah. He was mad. He was mad. Then we could check out the stats. Shaq Lawson with 2, Kyle Williams with 1, Roman Hummert with 1, Michael Pierce with 1, and Brandon Williams with 1. And then the other 2 are half sacks by Mike Neal and Micah Hyde. No interceptions on the day, and we're gonna try to see if we can get a win to avoid 0 and 17 against Baltimore, and we're going to try to see if we can move ahead of them and send them to 0 and 2. We are playing away, so this is our first road game. We had our first home game. Now this is our first road game, and Joe Flacco is still shining. As you see, last week we allowed 300. We allowed 400 yards last week. It's just that simple. The Ravens last week allowed 315 yards. So we're going to try to see if we can beat them, if this can be an easy matchup for us. Both teams are 0-1, so let's see what we can do. And we're going to jump right into it with the Ravens having first possession. First and 10 from the 30-yard line for Joe Flacco and his team. They're going to snap the ball. It's going to be a play action to the running back, and he's going to have a first down on the first play of the game. Brahini Bobby Calhoun with the tackle. So this is second down. This is first down again, and they're going to have a huge run of 6 yards by Danny Woodhead. So I don't think the Ravens have a solidified running back. So maybe they'll look into the draft for a running back. Joe Flacco play action once again. He's going to scramble up and he's going to overthrow that ball. And that was good defense by Cleveland right there. And as we get them to 3rd and 4, um, and they pick up a first down, we did not get that tackle. I think that was Christian Kirksey. We're the worst 3rd down team in the in the league. Basically, we always get the 3rd down, and then that's when they convert. And here go another run right here. Danny Woodhead only picks up a yard that time. So we're going to have a 2nd and 9. Joe Flacco and his offense is at the 31-yard line already in field goal distance, and they're going to go read option, and we stop that 3rd and 12. And this Ravens playbook is going to screw Joe Flacco up. I don't know. I might change it. I might. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But 3rd and 12 right here. Joe Flacco drop back to pass, and it's overthrown. So obviously we get off the field. Very rare sighting here for Cleveland, and they're going to bring out Justin Tuck for a field goal. This one is from 34 yards. This is prime Justin Tuck, and he's going to nail it right down the middle. That one, that's prime Justin Tuck, so that's automatic. 1st and 10 for Cleveland. We're going to see if we can do our first drive. He's going to pass it, and we're going to pick up 8 yards right there. 2nd and 2 for Deshaun Kaiser and his offense, and we're going to do a play action, and it's caught over to the sideline. I think that was David Njoku right there. So we pick up a first down, our first down of the game. 1st and 10. We're going to hand it off to Duke Johnson, and we're going to be penalized already with a legal block in the back. And this it the penalties that we get be killing our momentum on drive. So that's another thing. But 1st and 19, and we're going to do play action. We're going to pass, and it's caught. Corey Coleman, and as I said, Corey Coleman is. We're going to look for him to be our next star-studded wide receiver. And we're at the 27-yard line, and 1st and 10, Sean Kaiser drop back the pass. He's going to throw the ball away as he almost gets sacked by Matthew Judon. 2nd and 10 for Deshaun Kaiser and his offense. Let's see what they can do. Can they pick up the first down? He's going to drop back the pass again, and it's incomplete. Jimmy Smith forced the incompletion, and we're on the 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 now for Deshaun Kaiser. He goes back to passes, 3 straight passes, and I think that was to Sammy Coates, and they forced us to kick a field goal. This is a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line for Joe Flacco, his offense, and he's going to hand the ball off, and I don't think that was Danny Woodhead, but he handed the ball off, and they pick up about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 for Joe Flacco and his offense. Let's see what they can do right here. They got a receiver in motion. I think that's Mike Wallace. It's a play action pass, and he's going to roll out, and he's going to find his running back who picks up a first down and more. And whoever that was with that open field tackle did a terrible job. So 1st and 10 for Joe Flacco right here. He's going to drop back the pass, and he's going to get chased, and he gets the ball away. So that right there, we should have had him. We should have had him right there. But Joe Flacco does the smartest thing. He throws the ball away before he can get absolutely destroyed. 2nd and 10 right here from the 50-yard line. Midfield, he's going to hand the ball off, and they get stuffed. Once again, we're the worst 3rd down team in the league. So right here, we're going to see what we can do. As I said, worst 3rd down team. So 3rd and 10, midfield. Once again, he got a receiver in motion. He's going to do a few audibles at the line. He's going to drop back the pass. And Joe Flacco finds his receiver over the middle. As I said, we rarely get off the field on 3rd down. And I think that's Jeremy Maclin. Jeremy Maclin with the catch. And I think that was about 17 yards right there. So maybe even 20. So they're at the 32-yard line. Joe Flacco, he's going to do an RPO, and that right there picks up 7 yards. Mike Wallace last week, 7 catches, 111 yards, as we saw the stat line against Buffalo. So we're going to see if we can hold Mike Wallace under them averages this week. They have a tight end in motion, and they're going to hand the ball off, and he stiff arms, and right there, that was a good play by Bobby Brahim Calhoun. Their 3rd and 2 right here. Once again, another 3rd down for the Ravens. Let's see if we can get off the field. They're going to hand it off. No, they're going to hand it, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Ravens. But there is a flag. And it looks like it's on the Ravens as the team marches back to the spot of the foul. And that's a legal man downfield. And it wipes away a touchdown. And that was the perfect play call right there. I thought they was handing it off. They even got me 3rd and 7 for Joe Flacco. And he's going to get sacked by Terrence Knight. Remember, we saw him in free agency in the first video. He is not disappointed. 4th and 14. They kick the field goal once again. And we're going to have the ball. And we're going to hand it off to the sideline. That's only about 3 yards right there. 2nd and 7. We're going to hand it off, and that's a nice way to make a man miss. And I think that's Seth Duval that had that. And he's going to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line for the Cleveland Browns offense. And that was a good block by Duke Johnson. And it's intercepted by Eric Weddle. And he just threw an interception to Eric Weddle, and that is not what you want to see right there as the Baltimore Ravens defense celebrate that takeaway. Joe Flacco drops back the pass. He has all the time in the world. He's just going to check it down, and that only picks up 7 yards. 4th down for the Ravens. And Cleveland's going to get the ball back, but we're also going to do some simulation till we get to a 3rd down where teams are at. So we're going to be watching 3rd down from this point on until I decide to hop back into the game. And 4th down, Cleveland gets the ball back, and they go backwards once again, and they go backwards again. Cleveland is just creating zero offense. An 11-yard catch, a 3-yard run, 7-yard run, and they get penalized once again. 3rd and 6, we had a chance to get off of the field. We did not once again, and we get a flag, and they're at the 23-yard line after that catch by Vernon Davis. So 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Let's see what this offense is going to do. It's a play-action pass. Joe Flacco throws, and it's a touchdown. And who is that? Max Williams, number 87. And he's going to dance in the end zone. And that was the first play that we watched of this drive. And it's gone. He was wide open, too. That was the perfect play call from the Ravens. A wide open tight end touchdown. And the Cleveland Browns are going to have the ball back. Down 3-13 with 3 minutes left. Duke Johnson has it, and he's going to go nowhere with it right there. So 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Let's see what we can do. Duke Johnson's going to have it again. I think that's Isaiah Crowell. And I forgot. I already recorded another video, but I definitely need to change his skin color. But Deshaun Kaiser, 3rd down, and we're going to have the 1st down right there. It's 2 minutes. We're at the 2-minute warning. Corey Coleman catches it for a 1st down, and we're going to see if we can run this, if Deshaun Kaiser can have his first 2-minute drill, or if not, we give the ball back to the Ravens. Worst possible choice here. So 1st and 10, Deshaun Kaiser drops back the pass. He's going to have all the time in the world, and he's going to throw it into double coverage, and I don't know if that was the right play to do, but he did it anyway. And we're going to have a 2nd down. Deshaun Kaiser dumps it off, and we get nowhere. Should have just, we was better off just spiking the ball for nothing. He was better off just spiking it. So 3rd down for Cleveland. We're going to drop back the pass, and over the middle, it is dropped by Seth Duval. So it's 4th down, and we have the ball back to start the 3rd quarter as the Ravens did nothing. He's going to let it go, and it's incomplete. And Deshaun Kaiser likes to throw the ball in double coverage a lot. I noticed that, but we're 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Let's see what we can do. Give it off to Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson runs off a tackle. Duke Johnson, he's going to make a man miss. Duke Johnson down the sideline. 20, 10, touchdown. The Cleveland Browns are within 3 points. And Duke Johnson hit his gritty, and look at him go. And they're giving chase, but they're not going to catch him. Duke Johnson makes Marlon Humphrey misses, and he's going to have all that green grass in front of him while hitting a gritty, which was not created in 2017. It was not even thought of. So now we have Joe Flacco again, and he's going to dump it off. well, not even dump it off, but throw a wide receiver screen. They pick up 5 yards, and it's only a 10-13 game. Second down, they're going to run the ball. He's going to make a man miss, but he's not going to make the second defender miss. Danny Woodhead does pick up a first down, though. Joe Flacco is there waiting for the ball. He's going to know it's a read option. He's going to pick up nothing. And as I said, that Ravens playbook is really going to mess with Joe Flacco or any other future quarterback if we play them in the near future, depending on how far this goes. But as right here, they have a full house in the backfield. Let's see what the play call is. And they're going to drop back the pass. They're going to dump it off. And he picks up the first down regardless. And I think that's Vernon Davis that had the first down. He's going to flex. And yes, it is Vernon Davis. So they pick up a whole new set of downs at the 48-yard line. And the Ravens, it's a halfback draw. And Danny Woodhead had all that field in front of him. And I think Jeremy Maclin goes down with an injury. He's calling for trainers to come check on him. And he's on the sideline. He's hurt, but luckily he did not go back to the locker room, and it's nothing serious. Hopefully he can return to this game, or hopefully not. Probably help our chances, even though he's doing nothing. Joe Flacco has it over the middle, wide open. Once again, these receivers are getting open, and who was that? Rashad Perriman gets wide open over the middle, and it's nothing. Our defensive scheme is not scheming right now. And as you see, Spencer is on the sideline just looking. And look at this, Joe Flacco. He has his longest rush of the day, 4 or 5 yards as he bounces off of a tackle. And they're at the 15-yard line, and they're trying to score to make this a 2-possession game. Joe Flacco hands it off to Danny Woodhead. He gets nothing. And I think that was Myles Garrett. And then you see Emmanuel Ogbah. He's going to act tough. He's going to get tough as he hates the Ravens. We hate the Ravens as a whole. And we're trying to get out of here with a W. 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line. Joe Flacco drops back to pass. And wide open over the middle again. Joe Flacco just reached 200 yards with that pass to Vernon Davis. And they have 2 running backs in the backfield with Joe Flacco. With this play call going to be, they're going to hand it off, and he's going to have a touchdown, Ravens. And who was that? Javarius Allen scores the touchdown to make it a 2-possession game. And Cleveland could not get in the backfield to get him. He walked in untouched and still was untouched in the end zone. And it's the 3rd and 1 play right here as Cleveland did nothing with the ball. And they're going to, I think that was a quarterback, I think that was a QB sneak. I'm not sure, but anyways, they pick up the first down. Regardless of that, they pick up the first down. And we're going to head into some simulation. Joe Flacco, another run. Javarius Allen. Joe Flacco, another run. Joe Flacco, another run. Javarius Allen. And Joe Flacco, another run, but we stop him. And let's see if we can keep them out of the end zone once again. 3rd and 10, Joe Flacco drops back the pass, and it's incomplete. Jamar Teller, but we needed that interception, and the Browns get the ball back. Let's see what we can do. We're only down 2 possessions, and he caught it. Seth Duval, I meant. And he has 3 catches for 54 yards, and he's looking like one of our top and best receivers. I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. Deshaun Kaiser drops back, and he throws a dart over to the sideline. We're at the 14-yard line. This is one of our best drives all game besides that Duke Johnson. That Duke Johnson touchdown wasn't even dropped. Duke Johnson just did it himself. And we're going to pick up 3 yards with that one. So 2nd and 7 right here. And Deshaun Kaiser is a read option. He's going to try to be like Joe Flacco. And I think he picked up 1 yard. Yes, he got 1 yard. But the Ravens also have another injury. So 3rd and 6 right here. We're going to need to score. And scoring a touchdown was the only option right here, which is 6 minutes left. Look at that. They have 7 third down conversions. We only have 1. 3rd and 10 from the 10-yard line. And he's going to be close to the marker. He does not get it. 4th and 1 from the 5-yard line. The only option is to go for it. And let's see what the Browns will do. What play call will they run up right here to try to keep the game alive. And they're going to hand it off, and they're not going to. They're not going to get that. They could have ran quarterback sneak, and that's the most Cleveland Browns thing to do. And I know y'all saw last game where they ran Wildcat, took Shador Sanders off the field. That was kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. But Ravens have the ball, and Javarius Allen will only pick up 2. And this one is a 3rd and 7 right here for Baltimore. And they're going to have another one. And no running back, no defender was close to him. So he could have just walked over the 1st down line if he wanted to. First and 10 from the 23-yard line. Let's see if Cleveland can get off the field. And Joe Flacco runs it, and he picks up nothing. He gets stuck. 2nd and 10. And Joe Flacco is banged up, but he still gets up and stays on his feet. 2nd and 10. They have the tight end motioning left. Let's see what Joe Flacco and his team can do. They're wasting clock. Joe Flacco goes back to pass, and that's caught, and it's only a 5-yard gain. 10 of 23. 10 to 23. Cleveland needs to get off the field right here. Another tight end in motion. He's going to snap the ball, and Cleveland does get off the field. Jamie Collins Sr. and Danny Shelton is in the backfield celebrating. And let's see what our Cleveland Browns can do. They should have had a touchdown last drive. It's whatever. Let's make up for this drive. And it's caught over the middle. Let's see. It's caught over the middle, a slant route to Josh Gordon. We're going to hurry up offense, and we're going to try to hurry up and score before the 2-minute warning. And he's looking to the sideline to see if he's looking to the sideline towards Spencer. And let's see a dump off right there. I'm getting tongue-tied. 2nd down, and that was only 3 yards. DeShone Kizer, he's going to hand the ball off, and Duke Johnson is the star, possibly the star of this offense right now at the current moment. DeShone Kizer drops back to pass, and he's going to have Seth Duval over on the sideline, and we're going to hurry up offense. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. He's looking back at the sideline. DeShone Kizer drops back. He's going to dump it off, and that's only a 5-yard gain. Once again, we're going to hurry up offense. We're trying to score. He's going to make audibles at the line, and he's going to play action this. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to have Seth Duval over the middle. And it's a fumble, but I think he was down, so no need to get hype about that. Eric Weddle commits at the moment for his 2nd turnover of the ball game. And booth review will confirm if this is a fumble or not. Was he down or was he not? Does the Ravens get the ball back and win this game? And right there, the knee touches right there. So yeah, he's literally down by contact. The knee is on the ground. So as said, they're going to overturn this, and it's the 2-minute warning. And I believe they should have just let us play through that, so we won't have to deal with the 2-minute warning right there. But it's 2 minutes. We're 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. DeShone drops back to pass. He's going to flip it out. And who's that? Duke Johnson, the star of the offense, and Spencer Rudolph trying to see what he want right here from his team. 2nd and 3 from the 5-yard line. DeShone Kizer has it over the middle, and that's a 1st down. And the Cleveland Browns are pitting together their best job of the game. DeShone Kizer will step up. He's going to send his running back. Is that in motion or is that off the field? I don't know, but he's still on the field. DeShone Kizer, it's intercepted. DeShone Kizer stepped up and he throws the pick to Terrell Suggs, who's still playing at a high level in this league. And look at this interception, and he could have just ran it. DeShone Kizer is allergic to running the ball. He could have ran that, and that will end the game essentially here as Cleveland loses 10-23. We could not pick up our first win. A disappointing week for Cleveland. In that second half, it looked promising once Duke Johnson scored that touchdown, but we could not build no momentum off of that. And as we lose 10-23, Joe Flacco, 254 yards and a touchdown. DeShone Kizer, 210 and 2 interceptions. Danny Woodhead, 15 for 62. Duke Johnson, 11 for 70. He had a touchdown. He also had a fumble as well. And Seth Duval, 7 for 98. Vernon Davis, 4 for 50. And as you see the stats right here, Corey Coleman, 3 for 48. Josh Gordon, 1 for 20. Defensively, Terrell Suggs had a sack. Jason McCourty, Terrence Knight. And that was the only guys that had a sack. And for tackles, as you see, 3 Cleveland Browns up there. Eric Weddle and Terrell Suggs were the only ones with an interception. And as I said, after every game we watch, we're possibly going to watch weekly recaps as well to try to see what's going on across the league. So let's see these weekly recaps. And the first game will be Cleveland and Baltimore, as you just saw this game. But Joe Flacco passes this touchdown to Max Williams, and that was their best play of the game as Cleveland falls to 0-2. Ravens get back to 500 at 1-1 on the season. He's going to do his little dance. And the Washington Commanders, which would be the Redskins at the time, versus the Green Bay Packers. Both teams are 1-0. And as you see, Kirk Cousins hands it off to whoever this was at running back. I'm not sure who was at the running back. Was it? Was it? I forgot. But as you see right there, the Redskins win this one in Lambeau Field, and that's P-Rod right there. Seattle versus Pittsburgh. Both teams are 1-0 on the season. The Legion of Boom, and this is like possibly their last couple seasons with each other. And a deep bomb, and I think that's to Antonio Brown, and the Seahawks fall to 1-1. He held that in with one hand, and he does the worm. And the Steelers are 2-0 as the Steelers are in our division. So the 2-0 Steelers are undefeated at this point. And as you saw, 3 games, the weekly recaps, and as you see the standings here, 2-0 Raiders, 2-0 Titans, 2-0 Bills, 2-0 Bengals, 2-0 Steelers. And the stats are right here across the league, just so you can see who's leading in what category. Of course, we're not going to have no Cleveland Browns, possibly for tackles, because our defense stay on the field. And we're going against the Packers, but we will not watch this game next episode. It's most likely going to be another divisional rival game. And it's been a video. I'm out till next time. Peace.